Hello everyone, happy Sunday, happy Vlogmas day 19. This is our second video today, so I'm not sure if this one or that one will be bonus Vlogmas, but I've really been enjoying making some of these videos for you, and I've been working on this video for quite a while. This is going to be my top 21. I usually do top 20 or top 10 countdowns, but today we're going to do top 21 candles of 2021. Now, what I tried to do was, so how candles made the cut for this list are they're candles that I tried for the first time or candles that were brought out for the first time this year, with the exception of maybe one or two candles. But for the most part, this isn't like OG favorites. This isn't like candles I've loved for years and years. This is candles I tried this year and loved this year, and why. So we're going to jump right in. So candle number 21 is the candle that I burnt today for the first time, but this candle was so hyped. Now, I have to say, if you haven't already, go watch the Santa Maria, her Elfmas. I can't remember how many days ago it was, but it was her most hyped candles. This wasn't on it, but it made me start thinking about those candles that I picked up just because everybody was talking about them. There was quite a few this year. I was definitely guilty of that. And Hope Winter Peach Marshmallow was at the top of that list for me for Candle Day. I put this on my list just because everybody was looking for it. It was not on my radar. The notes are Velvet Peach, Vanilla Meringue, and Creamy Jasmine. And this one is nice, you guys. This is actually stronger than the Body Care. And it actually, it's a mellow candle. I burnt it once, so I don't have a current burn review yet. But it's nice. I really, really like it. I'm enjoying it more than Peppermint Marshmallow, which you would have never been able to get me to admit. And the packaging is super cute. So this one would probably have been higher, but I burnt it today for the first time. And all of these candles I've tried. I didn't just buy them and like them on cold. I could have a whole list of those as well. But this is really nice. It's like a fancy dessert. It's like expensive gourmand, you know? I just, it's a very nice peach scent. Sometimes I don't love peach in things. It can kind of go rancid or smell rotten or just smell overripe, and I don't like that, but this is very beautiful. And so if you can still find it for one of these crazy sales, not the 1651, but like the 12.95 one, I have to admit this is a pretty decent candle. Okay, so my other candle that would probably be higher up if it didn't come out so darn late was number 20, Sweet Kettle Corn. This came out at the tail end of fall. Like, it couldn't have been any later to the game. This is notes of freshly popped kettle corn, creamy caramel, sprinkled with sugar, and sea salt. I would have bought 10 of these if this came out in August and I started burning this in like September, but I think we got it in like the first part of November, and we were already starting to, maybe the end of October, but we were already starting to think about what we wanted to burn for Christmas. So this one, I burnt one. I was like, ooh, gotta grab another one. So I'm really glad I did, but I knew I wasn't gonna burn this one. This is just for my collection because I found it to be so authentic and so unique. If you tried it, you know. And if you didn't and you find this at Sass, I would recommend it. It's very authentic to a sticky sweet caramel popcorn. I don't know about kettle corn. I'm not a kettle corn connoisseur, but definitely like a nice caramel popcorn scent. And then another unique candle that is at number 19 that happens to be an online exclusive was Lavender Shortbread. Now, I know this came out as a test scent in either a 3-wick and a single wick or just a single wick last year, I believe, but this was my first year trying it. And to be honest, I was very weary of this candle. Sugared shortbread, zesty lemons, fresh lavender sprinkles. But when I got it, I was like, ooh, I like that. The shortbread is very, very true to scent. Like, it smells like you could look in here and find little pieces of cookie. Oh, so good. And then the lavender is aromatic in a way that, like, it just kind of seems sprinkled in. It doesn't seem like it's overpowering. I wasn't sure because lemon and lavender are both pretty strong scents, but this worked together and it burnt beautifully. I remember every time I could smell this candle, I was excited to burn it. So I grabbed another one, and I had one on my list for Candle Day, and this candle was taken off of the website, so I couldn't grab another one. But I really, really enjoy this one. So if it comes out again in another collection this spring, I could see this being a springtime candle that they might test again. Grab yourself one because this threw well, and as I've been saying lately, not a lot of candles had, but this one really stood out to me. And we're also going to include some brands outside of Bath and Body Works. You know I try mostly Bath and Body Works, so of course most of the candles on this list will be Bath and Body Works, but I did get some Goose Creek candles that were pretty awesome this year, as well as I do have a Kringle candle in here. So my first Goose Creek candle is Candy Bag. Now I forgot to write all the notes down for all these candles, but this came out Halloween and became an instant hit. First of all, the packaging is so cute. And so I definitely got two just because of the packaging. But when I burnt the first one, the only way to describe this candle is like sticking your head in a bag of candy after the night of trick-or-treating. There's a little bit of powdered sugar. There's a little bit of that fruit juice from, you know, Starburst in there. There's a little sticky sweet, like a sucker in here. There's a little mellow chocolate note. It really authentically smells like all the different candies mixed together. And I just can't think of a more perfect Halloween candle if you're not into like, you know, I mean, I love all the Halloween candles, so I have to say that. But sometimes there's a lot of like midnight fog and stuff like that, or lots of, you know, I don't know, other things. But this was a fun Halloween candle. I really enjoyed it. So I'm so glad to have one in my collection, but I'm pretty sure they'll bring that back next year. They would be silly not to. Okay, so the only single wick that made it into my top 21 of the year was Pistachio Ice Cream. This was a little powerhouse. It came out in the spring with like raspberry mimosa. I can't remember the other ones, but the only one that really intrigued me was this one, because Pistachio Ice Cream was a candle that I had when I moved to Kentucky. I've shared the story many times. A lot of my candles get melted, busted, and just everything I had left I used up over the time we were at home. So I had a pistachio ice cream that got busted. It was in a really pretty floral packaging, and I always wanted it again. I was like, it smelled so good on cold, but I never even got to burning it. So I burnt through one and I immediately ordered a backup. This is just so like creamy. I love the pistachio note in here. I love the vanilla note in here. I love everything about this candle. I hope they bring it out in a 3-wick because I think that would be awesome. And I remember I used to just walk by my candle cupboards and I would open that one and smell it because I loved the smell of it. I'm not sure what the boys are doing out there, if you can hear all of that. Hold on one second. Sorry, I don't know what they're doing out there. Okay, back to the list. So the next candle, I don't think anyone will be surprised. Now, this is one of the first ones on the list that's technically a cheat, because I had tried pumpkin pecan waffles before. So number 16 is pumpkin pecan waffles. Now, I had tried it before. It's you know, a tried and true candle from Bath and Body Works. But this one, this year, before I would smell it and it would smell too sweet to me. I know I tried it, but like I was never like, ooh, I loved it. And then this year, the notes are maple syrup, golden waffle, pumpkin spice, brown sugar, by the way. This year, I liked it in every packaging they brought out, even the ugly packaging that they brought out before this one. It smelled really good. Maybe it's because a lot of our candles haven't been performing the best. So maybe having one that performed like really strong, you're just like, okay, I don't care what it smells like. It is a very sweet scent, but it's so nice how it throws. It smells authentic, like your bacon breakfast. I really liked that about it. And it just was quintessential fall for me. So pumpkin pecan waffles made my list because I wanted to make sure I put some candles on here that I really stood out to me, no matter if the scent wasn't like groundbreaking, brand new this year. But I tried it in the past, but this year I fell in love with it. So that's why I made the list. This candle is the first time out, whatever that's called, from Bath and Body Works, and it is number 15, Blackberry Creme Frosting, or Creme Frosting. This is in a beautiful luminary jar. The notes are fresh blackberry, sweet vanilla, topped with bubbly Prosecco. Now, if you read the notes, you would probably know that I would enjoy this candle, but it was so nice to get something that wasn't just champagne toast or bubbly rosé. This kind of fit into that family for me, but like in a nicer, juicier, fruitier, sweeter way. And it smelled different. So it didn't smell like a repackage of those, but it just kind of belonged in the family. And I really enjoyed this kind of scent. It's going to be, I have a couple of them, and it's going to be so nice once I get I'm still in my cinnamon mode and my hot cocoa and cream mode. So that's what I'm burning right now. But when I get over those and I'm ready to move on to something else, this will still kind of feel cozy and winter and like a reset for January. So I'm excited to have this one. I recommend it for that all the time. And a few of you that have bought it have really enjoyed it. So I'm glad for that. I never want to recommend something that you guys don't like. But this one just kind of like spoke to me from the website. Like, you know, you're going to like it. And I was happily surprised with this new scent from Whitebarn, Bath and Body Works. So that's number 15. This is another really fun one to talk about. This one I bought off a recommendation from, I'm not sure if he does YouTube, Instagram, which is TeboFan815. He was going on and on and on about this candle. And I had bought from Kringle and I was disappointed. I had bought a bunch of those 2-wick jar styles and mine just were kind of duds. The wax was getting all murky. They were burning really hot and high. The jars were all full of smoke, and I was like, okay, I'm not getting the hype. The smell wasn't really like throwing. So I was just like, but this donut collection that they did was so good. And they don't put the notes on there, but it just smells like an A&W root beer float with a hint of like a little bit of a donut, but the donut you get when you burn. Sorry. So the donut note really comes out when you burn this candle. So I bought 3 of these and I really, really like it. But on cold, smelling that A&W root beer float vibe, oh, it's so good. So that is the only candle on my entire yearly list from Kringle, but it really was a good one. So I'm really glad that I took that recommendation. Okay, the next one is here. From Goose Creek. This is Our Family Kitchen. And I bought this one because of our friend. It's Gabadina. Gabby talked about this one and it just sounded so perfect. It has notes of praline, caramel, and cinnamon. And it's called Our Family Kitchen, if I didn't say. And yeah, I really love the praline in here. Praline is a note that I really, really enjoy. But it kind of really elevates that gourmand scent for me. But this is very nice caramel, cinnamon, mixed. It's so sweet. I'm not quite sure what exact bakery item it reminds me of, but it just kind of reminds me of baking. So like a lot of us have that cookie day with our family where we just get together and we bake hundreds of cookies and you separate them all out and give them as gifts. That's kind of what this reminded me of when I got it. And the jar was super cute. It's like a kitchen. So sweet. So I really, really enjoyed that one. That was another one big fan of from Goose Creek this year. Okay, this one I've sold many times. I think Bath and Body Works owes me money. Blackberries and basil. I'm not sure if this is new this year, but I definitely tried it for the first time in the spring. And it was one of those candles I didn't hear anyone talk about. I think I was exchanging some candles and I was like, I like this on cold. I didn't know if I was going to love it on cold, like on burn because of that basil, but I was like, I like the blackberry. I'm going to take it home. And I burnt it and it was like really, really strong. And I really enjoyed the way that the fruity, juicy berry mixed with the basil, herbal, earth toned down note. This has notes of fresh blackberry, sparkling champagne, and basil. And that's really all you smell is a bubbly effervescence, that juicy blackberry. So it's kind of like white tea and sage meets champagne toast. This is kind of in the middle. And I really like it. So this is actually just a newer version. The one I fell in love with had like a purple bottom. It was in like the springtime and it came out with like banana bundt cake and all those type of candles. And so I have another one of those in my collection, but I didn't dig it out for you all. But this one smells just the same on cold, so I'm assuming it would burn. I haven't burnt this particular version. And you know, this is the first year where I would say unconfidently that they may be different, but normally they're the same. So I really, really enjoy blackberries and basils. And I don't, basil. I don't think it was brand new this year, but it was brand new to me. So that was kind of what I meant by that connection. Okay, so I don't have the next candle. I must have forgot to dig it out. So I'm just going to insert one picture. That's not a cheat. It's over here somewhere. But the next candle is Island Daydream. And it is one of the most beautiful smelling, I have to have it in a perfume at some point in my life, candles ever. It's got juicy pineapple, mango. I don't think it has coconut. I can't remember, but it's a beautiful candle. So that one was not new either, but this was the first year I tried it, so I had to include it on my list. Okay, so number 10, so now 10 to 1 here, goes to blue raspberry snow cone. Now this one was not the hyped candle of this collection. We were all pretty stoked about Cereal and Cartoons and Rainbow Confetti, but this one snuck up on me. I love tie-dye things. You can see me, well, I'm kind of wearing a little tie-dye today, not planned, but this has notes of blue raspberry syrup, hint of cherry, scooped of shaved ice. It's so delicious. It's like, I would drink this. No, I will not drink a candle, I promise you guys, but it is like so sweet and like sugary in the best way, kind of like at fairs where they have that big truck where you can get a whole mix of one of these kind of snow cones. I love the smell of those syrups. It's very sweet, but this smells just like blue raspberry. It's so authentic. $24.50 price point. Rip, we will never see you again. But I really enjoyed this one, and this one just kind of was a standout to me from the summer, where all the other ones got the attention. I was all about blue raspberry snow cone. Fun fact, a lot of these candles on my list are candles that I have backed up. So not everyone, because Goose Creek candles are kind of hard to back up. You blind buy them. So sometimes when I think I will like one, I'll buy 2, but I'll never have enough to burn 1 and 3. But when I really like a candle, I burn through at least 1 and I will back it up 2 or 3 in my collection. So most of the other ones were at least 3 deep in this candle collection. So let's keep going. Number 9 goes to our friend, and this is a good one, but it was, you know, I'm running out of like everything from 11 down, Island Daydream down, favorite. So they all could be a number 1 for a different reason. But number 9 is going to go to Brown Sugar Latte. And I know I say that I love this candle, and I do. This is fresh roasted coffee, frothed milk, and sugar praline. I really, really, really enjoyed this candle. They really knocked it out of the park. This is a perfect middle point between Paris Cafe and whipped coffee for me. It smells a little bit more like roasted coffee than whipped coffee. That one's kind of more just like sweet, foamy Starbucks drink. But then this one has that nice sweetness that Paris Cafe is a little bit more bold. This one's a little bit more subdued and has a very nice mix. So I enjoy this candle for that reason. The packaging's super cute. I'm glad to have a coffee scented candle for Christmas because we all kind of like different things. This just reminds me of Christmas morning because you got your coffee and you got your kids running through the presents, right? So I will definitely probably consider burning this around that time. But I do have one coffee candle that beat this one out for the year, but the hype was real on this one. I saw people getting this candle and I was like, couldn't wait. I was impatient to get this one in store because Caramel Brulee Latte had been flown the coop at that point. So I was like, okay, I need brown sugar latte in my life. And I'm so glad I found it. Super good candle. Okay. Number 8 is not new, but new to me because I bought this candle for Candle Day 2020. And I didn't get to burning it until after Christmas 2021. So like January, February. So I remembered this was one of the first candles in my first like post-burn reviews. And that happened in February. So I was like, ooh, I kind of want to count this one, even though I know it came out last year. And I believe, at least for a while, that had been a candle we hadn't seen for a while. But I had a chocolate, it was a chocolate mint or chocolate pistachio. It was so good. And that's why when I saw there was literally, not to be dramatic, one on Candle Day. First time I'd gone in the store for like over a year. Because when we moved here, I was living in a storage unit, so I wasn't shopping for Bath & Body Works, and we got our own home 2 weeks before the closure of life. And then I wasn't buying anything. I was using what I had. I was really doing good. You guys, if I would have filmed back then, you would have been like, oh, she has like 10 body sprays and like 3 candles. I know, because I had used everything or it got ruined in the move, or I gave away everything on my move. If you've ever done a move like that, you know what I'm talking about. At the time, you're like, please take it. But then afterwards, you're like, oh, I miss my things. Back to peppermint sugar cookies. So this one I saw sitting like at the cash wrap, and I was like, oh, I missed that mint pistachio, chocolate pistachio, I can't remember the name, candle. And I was like, I wonder if that will be anything like it. I knew it didn't have chocolate, but I was like, I grabbed it. So I grabbed one last year. Crushed peppermint, vanilla extract, creamy butter, soft sugar cookie. And it wasn't anything like that candle, but it was really good. So I was like, oh my gosh, I only got one of these. Super regretful. Found one during SAS, the old label from last year. As soon as this came out, this was the first purchase I made with Christmas candles this year. I love this candle so much. It is just such an authentic sugar cookie scent to me. I can smell the butter, I can smell the sugar. I love it. And then the peppermint's nice and mellow. It's nothing like twisted peppermint. It's nothing like peppermint marshmallow. It's its own little thing. Something like crushed candy cane. This is its own little thing. And that's why I really, really enjoy it. And it's probably my favorite of all of the peppermint candles. Okay, next we're going back to Goose Creek for my favorite candle of life. And again, this one goes to Gabby for recommending. I had kind of slept on Goose Creek for a little bit. They had some weird stuff happen and I was like, I'm gonna take a break. And then they kept coming out with all these really good collections and I'm like, I'm not that strong, you guys. I'm gonna break. And so then I placed an order. But Caramel Apple Lane has notes of crisp apple, caramel, and cinnamon. And let me tell you something. This smells so good. And it was totally different from Wicked Apple, which was a candle at the time I was really digging. That one smelled like, and it didn't make my list, that one smelled like like those Charms caramel apple pops, like that really green apple sucker smell was in that one. This smells like an orchard. I can smell a little bit of like the leaves rustling and you picking your own apples if you've ever gone to an orchard and done that. So good. And a really decent performer. Now I remember the one I had that I burned, this one's completely unburnt, got murky. It's got like the white wax, but if I recall, the scent always stayed pretty true to scent and it didn't smell bad. But if you still see this on a deal, I know once they're gone over there and everything is online, so it's kind of hard to get to watch it. But this is a candle I feel like you could burn at a different time of the year and you would just be like, ooh, that was really nice. I like that a lot. Number 6, again, at this point, we are only talking about heavy hitter, amazing candles, okay? Orange Pineapple Punch. Now, I don't know if this came out in another summer collection before last year, but last year was the first one that I tried it in, and this was just a blind buy online. I liked this collection with the Waikiki Beach Coconut was in the pink and Emerald Waters was in that green, and I thought those are beautiful jars, and so I picked this one up, and oh my gosh, as soon as I burnt it, and I think this one is one that is either you like it or you don't. This has tart orange juice, sweet pineapple, and vanilla sugar cane, but I love it. I've already picked one up from this year. I have 3 from last year. I really like this. This is a very fun transition from spring to summer. When you want to start opening your windows and, you know, because spring for us here is still a little cold. And then you get to like April, May, you start thinking about summer and it gets like super warm. You can start to like let that breeze in. This burning through your house with windows open smells so good. Highly recommend. And I just, again, the notes are right there. It smells like orange pineapple punch. It's so authentic. It's so yummy. And I didn't think enough people talked about that one. Not that no one didn't talk about it, but I was like, why isn't anyone talking about this? This is good, but I think eventually people came around to it. Okay, these are just going to be no surprise. These are the candles I talk about all the time as my favorites. These are the candles I have backed up in my collection. Number 5, and again, it's hard. I don't even know how I put them in this order. I might just write them down on a piece of paper. Wildberry Jam Donut, but the original Bake Shop collection. I was not as big of a fan of the one that came out this fall, but this Bake Shop collection could do no wrong in my book. It was sweet Wildberry Jam, powdered donut, and brown sugar crumble, and this was such a strong thrower, and that was the difference. The other one, it really took almost to the halfway point to become a strong thrower, and then it started dudding out. So going from one issue to the other was like too much work. But I could get the gist, the hint of this was there. It's just this one burnt so beautifully. No issues, a powerhouse. I could smell it on my jackets and my things, my purse. When I would leave the house, I could kind of smell that brown sugar donut on there. And I was like, wow, I can't believe this is such a powerhouse, you know, not having those notes like pine, balsam, coffee. It's so good. And I love smelling it on cold, but I cannot wait. I have plenty. I get to burn that one here in the springtime, and I'm very excited. Better keep moving here. Okay. This one's coming back, and I'm so excited for anyone that didn't get their hands on it. It's a sweet carrot cake. This packaging was super cute for Easter, but I've already seen Life Inside the Page Daily Finds, maybe I'll pop a picture up if I can find it, has posted that we are getting sweet carrot cake back for spring. And I'm so excited. The thing is, I'm so excited, but I hope it doesn't disappoint, because as they're returning candles, they are not performing as well. So let's all just hope. Let's just hope that that they can't mess this one up. The notes are sweet cream cheese frosting, fluffy carrot cake, cinnamon spice with natural essential oils. It smells amazing. It smells just like it does on Cold on Burn, and it really throws, and it's just delicious. You got to get yourself one of these candles. Put it on a list for spring. For a $12.95 sale, not a $16.50 sale. Okay, number 3, again, love all of these at this point. Iced Dragon Fruit Tea took me by surprise. I remember our friend Cynthia here, she found this candle, and I remember she got her nails to match, and I was like, that's cute. I love that. I kind of wanted to do that myself. And the notes are tropical dragon fruit, vibrant green tea, lemonade, sweet coconut milk. None of those notes spoke to me the way the color of this jar did. I'm being honest, but then I got it. It smells so good. And reading the notes, I was like, okay. It was new. That was nice. But I just remembered that so clearly, that she had her nails match. And I was like, I'm getting one of those. This color is beautiful. I just want it sitting on the shelf here behind me. It's such a pretty pop of pink. And then the inside of this candle was just as cute as the outside. So good job, Bath & Body Works. This scent's amazing. So that is number 3. Number 2, probably the reason I went so candle crazy this year. This was one of the first candles I bought of 2021. It was in a mix of a bunch of different things, like the Bake Shop collection. I know this came out around that time, the original Blackberries and Basil. But I loved the body care of Pink Watermelon from 2019. And I was like, okay, this is just a sign they're going to bring us back that body care. Well, not till 2021 sass, but the notes are juicy pink watermelon, sugared strawberry blossom, and lime zest. And this just smells like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. It's so delicious. Watermelon candy. There's nothing that they need to do different about this. I'm just, I even love the packaging. I thought the packaging was super cute. But this is the most, strongest fruit candle I've ever burnt in my life. This was a 12. Like the Santa Maria says, this one was kicking me out of my own house. It was so strong, but in the best way. It smelled so good. It smelled so good the whole way through, behaved. So I really, really enjoyed this. It might have burnt a little quickly, but it might have just been because I liked it so much. I really, really, really enjoyed this candle. So that was my number 2 for 2021. And that leaves, what does that leave? Put it down below if you know. My favorite candle this year went to Caramel Brulee Latte. I cannot say enough good things about this candle. I'm being weird, I know, but I loved this candle. Creamy latte, sweet caramel, and a sprinkle of nutmeg. This is the candle that I want to just take into Starbucks and say, make me this drink. I want to drink this. It's just so beautiful burning. I love coffee scents. I've always loved Paris Cafe. I had one of the original, well, I don't know if it was the original, but one of the Paris jar of Paris Cafe in my kitchen as decor for 4 or 5 years. I love smelling it. It was a everyday, and this does smell different. This has much heavier notes of caramel and the cream and everything, but I do really feel like this year the coffee candles stood out to me as some of the standout candles that Bath & Body Works brought out. Whipped coffee was good. Caramel Brulee Latte was good, and brown sugar latte. They brought back Paris Cafe. So you got that whole sweep of candles. And although you guys know I'm a fruity candle girl, I kept buying these and backing these up because they were really, really good. And this packaging is so cute. So this candle is my number 1 for the year 2021. So you don't have to do 21 candles, y'all. But if you want to give me a top 5, top 3, top 10, whatever you want to do down below, I would love to know. If you stopped and looked at your collection or what you burnt this year, what were your standout candles? Because again, those are the kind of things I'm looking for at SAS. So this will help me immensely if you all just let me know which ones really stood out to you. Performance, packaging, whatever, scent on cold. Some of these candles I liked on cold better than I liked burning, but not these particular ones. But some of these back here, they made the cut because I was like, I really like to smell them on cold. But Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below what your standout candles were for 2021. I'm going to bring you a body care video too, and maybe just like a 2021 favorites all together. Lots of sass stuff coming, so stay tuned for that. But I'm really having fun with Vlogmas. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching with the cold voice, with the sinus voice, with the all the stories and ramblings. Y'all are the real MVP of this channel. So thank you so much. I will see you in a video tomorrow. Take care.